Reverend Father Fredrick Mukabana. I'm a chameleon priest. Currently I'm based here at St. Francis Community Hospital in Kasarani. And I wish to discuss about mental health issues in relation to post-election, actually both pre, before, and during, and even now post-election. You realize that when elections come, the times of election come in our country, we put a lot of energy and concentration on the politics in the sense of those who are going to elect, and then we forget about the mental well-being of the citizens themselves. And therefore, when the priority is not given to the mental health of the citizens, it comes with the impacts, because the well-being of the persons is interfered with. And this is because when we talk of mental health, we look at it as a dynamic internal balance between the mind and the body, whereby the person is able to relate harmoniously both with this in the interaction with the body and the mind. When this interaction is not harmonious, then there is interference of the emotional regulations, and even sometimes the social skills are also interfered with. During times of elections, we realize that there is a lot of panic cutting across the country, and many people are affected by both generations, both young and old. And this can also lead to anxieties, and anxiety is a mental health issue. Many people are anxious because they don't know what will happen, both before and even after the elections. It can also result to panic, and some may suffer from panic attacks, and therefore realize that when this is not a gap, then the people suffer. A consequence that in the future can even lead to trauma, and you have seen some suffering even to post-stress traumatic disorders, which affects them as a result of even the subsequent elections when they think of the previous experiences that they went through. Now, I wish that the country and all humanity, even the church, we need to come up and together with all other stakeholders to make sure that we take care of the health of humanity. And taking care is the dimensions of the well-being. For example, we need to make sure that spiritually people are okay, even during the election times. Because sometimes the relationship with God during election times, people, they may tend to turn to God just as a refuge. And this is a bit of a spiritual way of living that may not be so much right in relating to God. Because you only turn to God maybe when there is that dire need. It means that maybe there is fear, either because of any consequence or result that can come from the elections. And also the intellectual well-being, the mental or the emotional well-being is also important during such time. And also the social well-being of the people, occupational well-being is important to be considered, and even environmental well-being. Because we realize during this time for elections, the environment is not very conducive, and therefore people tend not to relate well with each other and to relate well with the environment. When we put all this together, we are calling upon the church, we call upon all stakeholders, even the government, to put in consideration and be able to sensitize people on the effect that can come with mental health. So we want to recommend that each and everybody, please, let's take care of our health, of our well-being, especially the mental health in relation to the outcome that can come after elections, so that we remain a healthy nation and a productive nation. Thank you, and be blessed.